Okay, welcome to another episode of Ordinary Guys Bourbon. This is a very special episode. We're on the road, away from our home studio. We're in Novi, Michigan, for a very special guest. I always start things off by talking about how the guest is anything but ordinary, and certainly that is the case. This is probably the most influential person for my life, the person I aspire to be. This is my dad, Greg Stevens, our special guest today.
Hello, everybody out there.
So, Dad, I remember as a child, you were always a beer drinker.
Right.
We'd go to that kind of shady liquor store in Dearborn Heights,
Yeah.
right off of Ford Road there.
Right.
There was the guy that worked there that had the hole right through the middle of his lip.
Yeah.
That was weird. But you were always getting your Bush or Bush Light, I don't remember. But
Bush, PBR, and also Altus.
Altus.
Altus was a good beer.
I've never heard of Altus.
That was a good one.
Was there some cream ale?
We got that in Allen Park, Grandpa and Me.
Okay.
Cincinnati Cream.
And I think I remember hearing once there was a story of you were working at Great Scott or A&P, and you overheard some people that were going to swipe some beer and then put it on the roof.
Right.
and you overheard that story. What happened?
Well, me and two of my friends went there that night and retrieved all the beer and wine that was on the roof.
So I'll have to edit that out. I mean, with Alan being in his line of work, you're a hardened criminal. I don't know if the statute of limitations might apply. So here's how we do this, Dad. We've got a bourbon in front of us today. This is Barrel House Select bourbon.
Select.
We picked this up when we were in Kentucky. Right. It's available only in Kentucky. What we'll do is we'll have a sample neat. That's our controlled sample.
Right.
And then we'll have any damn way you want it. How do you take your bourbon?
Well, it's Frank Sinatra, the way he used to drink Jack Daniels. 2 fingers of whiskey, 3 ice cubes, and a splash of water.
Okay. So this bourbon we're having today, did a little bit of research, and I couldn't say little enough as far as research is concerned. 2 guys, Jeff Wiseman and Pete Wright. Apparently they really like bourbon, and so they started their own distillery project in winter 2006. So real small scale, right? And not unusual for smaller distilling houses to get started with vodka, rum, because they got to pay the bills, right? It goes right from the still into the bottle and to the retail counter. Whereas bourbon takes a little bit longer. A lot of times you'll find that they'll kind of cheat a little bit on the age, or maybe not cheat, but they need to make some money. Right, so you'll see on some of the newer, smaller distilleries, they'll say age 2 years. That has to be aged minimum 2 years, right?
Right.
This product was aged 4 years. They do it in 3 barrel batches, aged 4 years, 53-gallon barrels. I mean, it's a real small distillery. They're just getting started, and I have no qualms with that. Right. I always wonder, how they will stack up against the established players. Right. That have just volume, not just the 100 years, 200 years of distilling experience, but they just have the volume.
There's a lot of little players out there too.
Well, and they're popping up seemingly
all over the place.
Yeah. I think there's like 3 distilleries now in Detroit.
Yeah,
right.
So.
Which maybe we'll review on another day. So let's get into this before the ice melts.
That sounds good.
All right, we can go ahead and sample now.
All right.
I should have pointed out as you're still processing that. Ordinary Guys Bourbon. One of the things about this show is we try to keep things very, very not dumbed down. That's not the right word for it. But we keep it simple. We keep it ordinary. A lot of times you'll be reading reviews and they'll be talking about hints of anise and huckleberry root. I don't know what they're talking about. I just want to know if it tastes good. Right?
It tastes pretty good. It's smooth.
And you'll see when we get into the actual balloting, you'll see how the scores kind of stack up.
Right.
But so that was the neat, right? Just to level set everything. And here's this one. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
This is what we call dead air. I haven't figured out what to do with this moment of time. But
I don't think they do anything usually.
It's real smooth.
No. Let's get to your score.
No bite. Okay. Scores, right?
Yeah.
tell everybody while you're doing that, what things you're scoring it on.
We'll go through that in a minute. It's hot as shit in here. It's not these LED lights, I'll tell you that much. Even though they're orange and flaming,
You
no.
do look like you're out of potato.
I'm sweating.
Take your flannel shirt off.
I can't in the middle of filming. Right, what is this, a striptease?
They might like it.
I guarantee they'd like it.
You could increase your female enrollment.
Liberal on the score there. We'll get into that.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into it. We'll start with Heritage.
Right.
Right. The Heritage maximum score is 20. So 0 to 20. Heritage. What do you got marked?
I gave it a 5. No real heritage. Too new of a company.
And I give it 4. So it looks like we're pretty
Pretty
close
close
there.
Yeah.
And again, that's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that at all. I've got, as Bruce Williams would say, I've got no qualms with that.
That's right.
Right. But it just doesn't have that legacy.
Right.
Right. Taste and drinkability. Maximum of 40 here.
I gave it a 35.
Well, you like this one.
It was smooth. I liked it.
That's a strong score.
Yeah.
So you're a little more generous here than I am.
Yeah.
Maybe because you were really thirsty.
Maybe.
You were really thirsty, right?
Yeah.
I gave it a 26. Right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I thought it was good. It was a good drink.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you have like the bottom shelf stuff, you can taste almost taste, I don't know, like pure alcohol, right?
Yeah.
This you can taste some different depth
Right.
without saying, yellow jacket fruit,
Right.
Affordability. This is a $60 offering.
I give it a 15.
15, middle of the road. I give it a 12.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts there?
It'd be a good bourbon that I want to pull out for special occasions. Not something I drink every day. It's $60.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's a lot of saturation in the market.
Right.
And when you get into a $60 price range, you've got some other things that might be a little bit stronger.
Right.
Right. But again, nothing wrong with this.
Nothing wrong.
Design.
I give it a 5. Bottles just okay.
Just a plain
Nothing
bottle.
special.
Just plain bottle. Plain bottle, plain label.
Yeah.
I actually gave it a little more than that. I gave it a 7.
Oh.
And as plain as it is, the logo, it's very simple. And I like that.
Yeah.
This is the kind of bourbon I'd love to have on the shelf.
Yeah.
Again, like you, wouldn't hit it every day.
Right.
But it would look nice,
Yeah.
I think, on the shelf. So I give it overall 49. What did you get?
I give it a 60.
So that's what
11 points.
50. What's the average there? 54 and a half?
Yeah.
55 and a half? I don't know. All right.
Maximum is 100.
Maximum's 100.
So,
Middle road.
right.